Roblox has banned millions of players. Most of them disappear without a sound. No headlines, no breakdown videos, no legal filings, just an erased account and a login screen that says, terminated. But when Roblox banned Ruben Sim, they didn't just remove a creator, they escalated. And that escalation transformed a moderation dispute into a federal legal battle that permanently changed how the platform was perceived. Ruben Sim wasn't an unknown user buried in the algorithm. He was one of Roblox's most controversial and visible YouTubers. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views. A creator who built his brand around satire, mockery, and direct criticism of Roblox culture. He didn't play the game quietly, he dissected it. He criticized developers, he mocked trends, he openly challenged moderation decisions. And that kind of visibility always carries risk. Tension between Ruben and Roblox wasn't new. He had been banned before, accounts terminated, videos flagged, warnings issued. But he kept coming back, rebuilding, growing. And each time he returned, his audience got bigger. That matters, because criticism becomes harder to ignore when it scales. The breaking point came in 2021. Roblox permanently terminated his account and publicly linked him to harassment allegations connected to the Roblox Developers Conference. This wasn't framed as simple rule-breaking. Roblox claimed that Ruben had encouraged harassment toward developers and that his actions posed real-world safety concerns. That's a serious allegation. Not edgy content, not platform trolling. Real-world implications. Ruben denied it completely. He argued that Roblox exaggerated events, that satire and criticism were being reframed as malicious behavior, that the company was targeting him for being loud and confrontational. At this stage, it could have remained a controversial ban. But Roblox didn't stop there. They filed a lawsuit, a real lawsuit, filed in the Central District of California. They weren't asking for symbolic damages. They were seeking $1.6 million. They alleged fraud, unjust enrichment, and violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. That statute is typically used in cases involving hacking or unauthorized computer access. Now, the narrative had escalated beyond moderation. This wasn't a platform dispute anymore. It was federal litigation. And that changed everything. Because lawsuits create public records, public scrutiny, permanent documentation. Major commentary creators immediately covered it. Moist Cia1TIKL broke it down for millions of viewers. Some ordinary gamers analyzed the legal details. Other tech commentators began framing it as a larger issue of corporate power. The story escaped Roblox. It became a YouTube-wide discussion. The narrative shifted from, "Was Ruben toxic?" to, "Is Roblox using the legal system as a moderation weapon?" That framing was powerful, because it wasn't about liking Ruben. It was about precedent. If Roblox could escalate to federal court over harassment allegations tied to content, what does that mean for other creators who criticize the platform? Developers inside the Roblox ecosystem watched closely. Large Roblox developers depend on platform stability. They rely on the brand's reputation. Some supported Roblox's actions, arguing safety must come first. Others stayed silent. Silence itself is telling, because when a platform shows it can escalate to litigation, creators reassess risk, even if they agree with the enforcement. The imbalance was stark. A billion-dollar corporation with legal teams versus a single content creator. Even if justified, that imbalance shapes perception, and perception drives narrative. For months, the case progressed quietly. Legal motions, filings, responses, but every update reignited debate. Reddit threads, dissected court documents, Twitter arguments resurfaced. YouTube creators speculated on outcomes. And here's where the reputational shift deepened. Before this case, Roblox moderation was criticized for inconsistency. After this case, it was perceived by some as capable of nuclear escalation. That's a different category. Inconsistent moderation is frustrating. Litigation-level enforcement is intimidating. Roblox framed their actions around safety and protection of employees. And legally, they had grounds to pursue enforcement if they believed harm was involved. But online ecosystems don't operate purely on legal correctness. They operate on perception. And perception is influenced by scale. Scale of response, scale of force, scale of consequences. In early 2022, the case reached resolution. Ruben Sim agreed to a settlement. He didn't win. He was ordered to pay $150,000 in damages, but the financial penalty wasn't the most consequential part. He signed a permanent injunction. He is legally prohibited from accessing Roblox, not just banned, legally barred. If he attempts to create an account, bypass restrictions, or encourage violations of Roblox's rules, he faces immediate legal consequences. This wasn't an account deletion. It was digital exile backed by court order. That level of enforcement is rare in gaming platforms. Extremely rare. Roblox demonstrated that it was willing to escalate to federal court and secure a legally binding outcome against a creator. From a corporate governance perspective, that shows strength. From a narrative perspective, it shows power. And power changes how platforms are viewed. Roblox continued to grow after this. Revenue increased. User counts climbed. The platform didn't collapse. But reputation doesn't collapse instantly. It shifts gradually. After the case, moderation discussions carried a different tone. Creators became more cautious when criticizing Roblox. Satire softened. Language became calculated. Not necessarily because people believed Roblox was wrong, but because escalation had been demonstrated. The precedent was clear. Moderation could extend beyond deletion. It could become litigation. That changes psychology. When creators feel that enforcement might escalate beyond platform boundaries, they adjust behavior preemptively. That's not visible in metrics, but it's visible in culture. And culture shapes ecosystems. The Ruben Sim case became a reference point. Whenever moderation controversies arise inside Roblox, his case is mentioned. Not always to defend him, but to illustrate what's possible. It serves as an example of maximum enforcement, and examples influence perception long after headlines fade. The deeper question isn't whether Ruben deserved consequences, it's whether the scale of response strengthened trust or introduced caution. Because trust between creators and platform is fragile. Creators drive engagement. Engagement drives growth. Growth drives valuation. When trust shifts from platform to institution, the relationship changes. Institutions are powerful, but they are also scrutinized differently. Roblox didn't lose its business. It didn't face mass exodus, but it did cross a line in public perception, from game platform to corporate entity willing to litigate dissent. That shift lingers. Years later, the story still circulates. New creators discover it and analyze it as case study, not of satire, not of trolling, but of escalation. Because escalation is what made it historic. Banning one player is routine. Suing one is not. And once that precedent exists, it can't be undone. Every future moderation action carries the memory of that escalation. Not because it will happen again, but because it already did once. That's how banning one player didn't just remove a creator. It reshaped how power inside the platform is understood. And in digital ecosystems built on creators, perception, and narrative momentum, power, once demonstrated, is never forgotten.